Hi everyone, it's Bella, and today I'd like to talk to you about the new moon in Aquarius on the 11th of February 2021. Now, this moon brings a new beginning and a start as a seed that is helping you into your future. It's bringing ideas, it's bringing intentions. Not all our information is at hand. But it's a very mind-filled energy. Many different options are available and can create much anxiety if we don't stay grounded. But at this time, your head and heart are more aligned. And this is a time of great downloads, insights, visions, and collaboration, and connecting with others that support you and that are vibrating at the same frequency that you are. It's a high energy, charged, even restless, but blessed energy in ways you might not have seen coming. There can be romantic connections for some, or reconnecting with your loved ones. It's also a highly fertile time for some, fertile for new dreams to take fruition, for something new to give birth. Or to plant that seed towards this birth. And it's also a great time with children and with those that you love. Collectively, we will see effects in supply lines that also connects to farming, economics, and the redistribution of wealth. We have a strong stellium of planets congregating in Aquarius. We have 6 planets there. The sun and moon are kissing. Venus is conjunct Jupiter. Mercury is retrograde. And Saturn, the ruler, is also keeping his eye on the long-term effects of fate-filled events and fate-filled insights. Saturn will also allow impartial, less emotional, and more objective treatment of difficult issues that you might be facing at this time, which could be important decisions in order for you to move forward, as this is a very strong mind energy that has to do with your future. Now, we haven't had a stellium like this in Aquarius since 1962. And this is a stellium focusing very strongly on your independence with alliances, staying in your strength and truth, whilst with others in relationships and in groups. We have many invisible planets with this new moon, and the ancients believed that when these planets were in a special meeting with God, they get counsel from Him, and they're receiving divine wisdom in order to make life-changing decisions, not only for us individually, but also for the world collectively. So this is a wonderful time to ask God for guidance in the steps you are taking and planning on taking in this time. There's a shedding of the old with this new moon. There's a letting go of old energy patterns, old habits, past issues, things that you've needed to deal with in order to forgive, and it's forgiving others in order for you to be able to start again or continue moving forward in a healthier way. It's important to address past issues that no longer serve you and reconnecting to you, the you that you are, the authentic you. It is bringing a new, revised, more wise, more healed you to move in a lighter way. This is a very airy energy without the heavy weight from the last 20 years. There's themes from May 2018 as well as March 2019, which might be part of what is coming through for you at this time, something that wants to be born. A focus on friendships and groups and interactions with others is also emphasized, and what these relationships and support systems mean to you personally. With Mercury retrograde, you might have more contact with old friends or friends you haven't heard of in a while. And cooperation is key during this time, whilst honoring your integrity, especially in regards to your future, and in recognizing what that looks like. You might need to go back and revisit the past in some areas, like I've said, and sort out issues in order for you to move forward with a clean slate. Even though at this time you might be fearful and worried about what is about to begin, you might be asked to relook and replan your plans on how to get to that future. The road to it might be more windy than you've originally planned, but it's a time to have the courage to surrender to what is still unformed, to observe what's coming in from a higher perspective, and this will enable you to discern what's really right for you in moving forward. And this strong air energy can move quickly, even in a fixed element, but the fixed element and also Saturn's square to Uranus and Mars is allowing obstacles by putting on the brakes in areas in order to prevent us from making rash decisions that can lead to mistakes. So it's vital that we trust and have faith, since Jupiter is speaking very strongly in this new moon energy, that what must be will be. It might not happen in the exact way we planned, but trust that when the time is right, the doors will open and it will be a blessing. Emotional contact and support in regards to friends could be more important during this time. Reassessing your goals and dreams could be wise to make sure that you're not acting on a subconscious drive or pattern related to the past that is in fact no longer applying to your present reality. This new moon in Aquarius is a great time for group meetings and conferences and brainstorming on decisions that needs to be made, because you have more than one option here and you want to know which one to take and which one is going to be the best and what's that going to look like and so forth. This is also decisions where others also need to come to a conclusion with you on something, even though at this time you don't want to actually finalize this. This is a brainstorming time and getting your facts straight, dealing with the past issues in order to move forward, getting the ideas, gathering the information, getting that higher insight, that higher perspective, talking to people, getting advice, reflecting on unconscious and subconscious patterns. Once Mercury stations direct on the 20th of February, and only after this time do you want to follow through, as by this time you might have new information coming in, you might change your mind on certain things that assists in making decisions and moving forward in a big way. Mercury squares Mars, and this could lead to some harder to handle conversations and quarrels in relations in regard to finances, security, future goals, values, morals, safety. And with Uranus squaring Saturn as well, there can be a situation where one side is very stuck on some high order or view of things. Venus conjuncts Jupiter and brings blessings and luck, and of course romance and second chances, especially with Mercury retrograde as well. By the end of the month, there may be turnarounds in areas you might have had doubt or areas that you might have given up on. All the planets are also on one side of the nodal axis, forming a Kala Sarpa Yoga, which can create extreme events. And in your personal life, it can also bring a lot of high and low energy and comebacks linked to important and radical life decisions. This is not essentially a good time for surgeries of the calves, ankles, shins, Achilles, and the heart can also be more sensitive during this time. Now, this new moon is at 23 degrees of Aquarius, and I would like to read to you the inside degrees of 23 degrees Aquarius. Ancient runes carved at random on gray rocks. Learning ultimate things the hard way. You have to put yourself totally into every realm to experience it for yourself. With a zeal for empirical wisdom or the wild edge of the scientific method. The experimental test case is yourself. And you are out there all alone in vast, uncharted territory, just the way you like it. You've been granted the chance to prove things, to follow them out quite far, bearing a determined intelligence with karmically trained faculties of subtle perception. However, objectively speaking, this is an intensively arduous and relentless way to do it. Without safeguards or precedents, relying upon the moment's edge. If you can be tirelessly strong, doing it this ruggedly will prove to be the only way to go if you wish to uncover future territory without imprinting bias or distortion upon it. You just have to invent the wheel in yet another dimension. This new moon is also in the nakshatra of Dhanishta, which is a drum, and it symbolizes cooperation with others. It symbolizes a symphony of many people playing different instruments together, making beautiful music. It denotes gifts of insight and listening to the truth and the perception of truth. The number 23 also represents a companionable essence, expressing a personal sense of freedom. Quick diplomatic solutions to obstacles, teamwork focus, and using your unique creativity, not losing your individuality or uniqueness or freedom whilst with others, whether it's a relationship or a group environment. Making music together, but each one has the freedom to use their own creative expression freely. I'd also like to read to you the inside degrees of Venus and Jupiter conjunct at 12 degrees of Aquarius. A heated argument turns into laughter. It's tension and release, contraction and expansion, the breath of the mind resolving its dualities. In order to make it possible for radical truths and significant realizations to come through, you must first karmically dramatize inside the ego mind and outside as well the unbearable tension between opposing points of view, You enter upon disputes, advocate positions, set up heroes and villains. And then when your whole inner and outer world is packed with dilemmas, problems, arguments, and battles, you become ready to seek out synthesis, to enter upon a cycle of restoring wholeness. During your experimental years, spice means everything. But during your maturity, there is no further mileage to be had in turning anything against anything else. Getting it that you made it all up in the first place, and that the rational mind delights in controversy, but has its limits. When resolution comes, everything looks different. All of life turns around, and most particularly, your relation to yourself changes from the critic into the friend and respectful ally of your own inward intentions. May the sun shine bright on you this day. Till next time.